I've always had this thought that love was nothing more than a bunch of chemicals doing a little dance in our brains. And our factual society, where everything seems to have a scientific reason, love really just exists as nothing more than dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin to me. Growing up, the media really showed that the big love story in every story is about romantic love. This really distorted the concept of romantic love and kind of made it the goal of life. Well, at least for a while. And this made all other forms of love pale in comparison. We've become successfully convinced that the things that bring human fulfillment are in this little tiny box labeled romantic love. But life doesn't really meet those expectations. And the loneliness does hit after a situationship or a relationship that doesn't work out. So you're left convinced that love doesn't actually exist. Over the past 3 weeks, I left the house with one goal: to look, to observe and document the different forms of love. To my surprise, it's a lot easier than I expected. Of course, filming my observations of practically strangers were a little bit more difficult. But that aside, it really surprised me to be able to observe so many different forms of love. And I realized love isn't confined to candlelit dinners or romantic sunsets. It's not just about romance. It's a complex combination of emotions that are connecting all of us. The expectation of romantic love has blinded us to the other forms of love that exist in our lives. Love does seem to exist in our lives, in all shapes and forms. Platonically, between friends, in families, between parent and child and siblings, and between pets and owners. Sure, love is scientifically those chemicals firing off in our brains, but it's also much more than that. It adds a whole new dimension to life. It's in those everyday acts of kindness, support, and connection that we find the most profound and genuine forms of love. So, for those of you who are finding love, look for it. I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.